Creativity requires thinking outside the box and ensuring that you are not bottling yourself up into certain things, right? Now, we always talk about thinking outside the box. For some of us, we are always thinking of what to do with the box. Welcome to today's edition of Late Night Conversations with Kamos, and on today's edition, we are going to be meeting this lady. I met her recently and I was, immensely impressed with what she is doing. And I thought that this show is a show meant for people like her that will come here to tell us their stories, use it to inspire others, and create positive change in the lives of other people out there, those of you out there watching us. This is Late Night Conversations. My name is Kamos. We'll take a quick break now, and when we come back, we will be meeting our guest. Don't go away. The show will be right back. Hi, welcome back. It's still Late Night Conversations with Kamos, and it is on this show, remember, that we bring you stars, celebrities, people who are excelling in their fields, in their arts craft, and they tell their stories as it relates to them and also how it relates to those of you out there, just so you learn from their experiences and pick clues on how to survive in the harsh world where we live in. It's a jungle out there. On today's episode, I have with me someone you would hardly believe what she does. Well, a lot of people are going into some of the male-dominated vocations, but for her, there is a reason, and that is the story of someone thinking outside the box or doing something with the box itself. She is a cobbler. Her name is Oghenekelere. Yes, I hope I pronounced it well. Okay. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I know we have made you travel far to be on this show today. Welcome.
Thank you.
I was, having that conversation with you some days back, and you started telling me some things. I said, no, we have to come and say those things right here on this show. And I know you told me how you graduated and left school. Please just replay those stories to me as, talking about what led you into going into what you're doing. First of all, tell us what you do, and let's hear what you're doing.
Okay. My name is Oghenekelere.
Yes.
A shoe designer, or as the local name, a shoemaker.
Yes, we tried to twist it a bit and say cobbler.
Yes, well, actually, cobbler repairs.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, a cord winner mix.
Okay.
Yes.
So what name do we call it aside shoemaker?
Cord winner.
Cord winner.
Yes.
Come down to my level. I never heard that one.
Like a shoemaker. That's what you mean. Like somebody that designs.
Yeah, that designs and then produces it.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been here for more than 10 years.
More than 10 years?
Yeah.
And that was what you wanted to do?
No.
What were you doing before, prior to this?
I worked with some private firms.
Okay, so you had already left school at that time.
Yes,
finished. What course did you do in school?
Marine biology.
Eh?
Marine biology.
That's biology that has to do with marine water.
Water body, like renewable and non-renewable resources.
For the local people like us, when you say marine biology, I know of marine spirits and marine things. So when you say marine biology,
Oceanography.
So they study that in Nigeria or abroad?
Nigeria.
Who they teach up?
Our lecturers.
Wow. Okay. And then you finished with that, and you had to do some work somewhere.
Sure.
Okay. What happened? Tell us the story.
Basically, any Nigerian child growing up and you're in science class,
yes,
the dream is always to be a doctor. So that was where everything started from, doctor. So then Nigeria started happening to me. I did WAEC, and then some papers were missing, and I had to do it again. At some point, I was tired of doing it, and I was like anything that comes my way this time. With faith, I just added a last credit C6 to my physics paper, because that was the one I was always missing, and English.
What were you looking forward to doing when study science subjects and finish? What are you looking at doing?
I was looking at being a doctor because I live very close to Lut.
Whoa.
And I see the way all those doctors are always being referenced and all that.
Yes.
So I was like, I wanted to be a doctor.
If you're a doctor out there, I'm beefing you. Let me just tell you. Okay. So,
but as Nigeria happened to me, I found myself in the Department of Marine Biology, University of Lagos. So, and then I did it. And but one issue I always had in school then was, as much as I had good clothes, I never had good shoes because my feet was big. And then at that time, you always find size 40 was like the biggest in female.
For the females?
Yes. I think a little bit later then they started having 41, but I was wearing 43.
At that time?
Like a standard male 43.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Wow.
So there was no way I was getting nice footwear. So I was always on like normal casual slippers or any footwear my daddy just mistakenly stumbled on. I was looking like unisex, you understand? But it really didn't make me feel myself while in school. So sometimes I had to tell this guy that we were pairs, but he didn't come to the university. So he started making, while we were in secondary school, he was already learning. By the time we were done, he was already a pro. So I would tell him, I want him to make this for me. I saw somebody wearing it and it was really nice. I want him to make it. Now this boy will not take me serious because we are mates.
Yeah.
Like he always leave the order. Like he does not even take my order serious. He always leave it till
I'm
around. Even when I've paid, he will make me pay. And then he will still not take the order serious. And then he will be like, when I'm around, how will he be working for me? Are we not mates? How much am I even paying? So he will like sit down. I'll be making it your presence. And I think that was just the switch that changed the whole game. Yeah.
So you sit down, watch him, and you started getting interested in what he was making.
Yes, because he was going to make me bring hammer. He was going to tell me to stand up and bring this. I should help him do this.
Take this.
I should hold this. You understand? So it was more like ordering me around after paying.
It was already an apprenticeship.
You understand? And I paid for that. It was somehow. So at some point I was like, then when everything is still bare.
Yeah.
And then from being bare, it starts taking shape. And then finally, it's what you want. And then you're like, so you mean this and this and this can give me this? And then I think I'm interested in this.
Wow. So
that was where the interest started coming up.
So how did you start learning?
Okay, while in Unilag, I used to attend MFM. Okay. So I think that here, the GO was like, he does not want his youth idle.
Yes,
that should not be anybody idle. That wants to learn a skill should come forward to get a skill. And if you know you want money immediately, like you could do easy jobs within the church premises and then you'll be paid that. But there's no one to hear his youths are stealing or living a rough life or something like that. So I was like, okay. But then I was from an event planning kind of house, like my mommy does this and
event planning.
Yeah, so I had that. So she was like, okay, you go and learn decoration and all that. So I was like, okay, I'll learn decoration. So on getting to the secretary that was in charge of all the skills to be learned, she said events planning and decoration was 6 months, shoemaking was 4 months. As she was reading she was like, shoemaking was 4 months. I didn't hear very well. So when she read, she was like, which will you prefer? I was like, please ma, come again. That shoemaking part, she said 4 months. And that was how I just stick to. I was like, I already know a little about events. Let me just quickly spice something up and just so that I will show Farouk that I now know something. And that was how I went for shoemaking.
You needed to show Farouk that I don't
Yes.
And that's why. So you did the 4 months.
Yes, I did the 4 months.
So was it worth the?
Yes, it was. Though they taught us the basic stuff like how to make a slippers, how to make a sandal, how to make belt, and some other things.
Where is the school? In Lagos here?
Yes, in Lagos, Ayaba.
Wow. So did you later go back to Farouk to learn any more things from him? Or how did he react when he noticed that you've learned and you're also making shoes?
Actually, he was, he has a smallish stature, and I'm big. So he always wants to tell me that he's not my mate. So when I told him, I was like, I'm still your boss. Anything you learn, I will still be the one to teach you. Yeah, bring this and bring that. But he was glad that actually, you mean after all the school you went to, if you want to come and join me here? I was like, yes. Nice. And he didn't see any issue with it.
So, and what were your parents' reactions to it? So how did it go?
Because
after paying money for you to go and learn marine biology. So you finished that and started making shoes.
Okay, my mom was actually indifferent, but my dad, because when I was to go in, I told you I had issues getting some of my papers. I didn't go through the normal admission, the normal JAMB admission. Sorry, I went in through diploma 2, and that was the most expensive part of process, entering Unilag.
Yes.
So after the whole ordeal, and then news started filtering to my daddy that they used to see me around Farouk's shop making shoes, and one day he called me and said they said they saw me. I was like, no, I wasn't the one. It was like, it's better you are not the one, because you will have told me you wanted to learn shoemaking. I won't have spent the money I spent to take you to Unilag, and now you are telling me you want to learn. I said, no, it wasn't me. I'm not the one. Me, Farouk. No. So we had that issue. That he started monitoring me. Like sometimes he'll be driving, he will not be the one to drive the car.
Yes.
Or he will pass in his friend's car to be able to see me. But I was always lucky that I just went inside to pick something, or I was on my way out, and I was just formed like I was passing by, and I just said I should say hi to them until I could no longer cover it. Then halfway into learning, they got me a job, so I had to go to do the job.
Okay, that's the part where you went to work.
Yes, that was the part where I went to work.
How long did you work?
3 years.
3 years. Yeah. So because of that 3 years when you were working, were you still going to make shoes?
No, I was actually getting jobs, because I was wearing unique pieces to work, and then they're like, this is not the regular footwears or shoes or sandals. How do you come about? And I'm like, I make shoes, and then I start showing them pictures, and they're like, okay, I'll make this. Then it now became that, like, and once people collected their salary, I was also getting part of the salary plus my own salary.
Wow.
So, and that was fun for me.
It's still late night conversations, and we're discussing thinking outside the box. And I have with me here Oghenekelere, who graduated after learning marine biology, and she, don't mind me, I was just about calling it marine spirit, but she finished learning marine biology, and then she went into shoemaking, and today is paying off. You don't want to miss the rest of the story. If you're just joining us, please stay tuned. We'll be right back to continue on this gist. Welcome back. It's still late night conversations with Kemos, and I still have my guest here with me. Don't worry, because of the show, you are still going to be hearing a lot more coming from her. She's talked about how she had to think outside the box, turning her challenge into a vocation, and because that's what it just is. She has big feet, and she couldn't get her shoe size as she moved around the campus with her mates. Others would get their shoe size to buy, but she had good clothes, but there were no shoes for her. And she decided to turn that challenge into a commercial venture. And today she's doing well. Now, forgive me, don't beef me, because I'm going to get one shoe before I'm done with this show. All right. So we've been talking about, how you started, growing, learning, trying to make a business out of what you've learned.
Sure.
You said you worked for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then the people in the office saw the shoes we were coming with, and they wanted something like that, and you're making for them. Yeah. At that time, were they paying a premium, like a huge figure for the shoes we were making for them?
No, I was just doing it like, it was not my main source of income.
Yes.
It was more like my side also. Hustle. So it was more like, okay, well, say our salary, claims, now just let me run now. Yes. So that was the package I was doing then. So it was just giving them at the normal, like maybe just small profit on it, because I was more about getting my samples out there, and not really about the profit that comes with it, because basically they've not tried my footwears, they don't know how durable, they don't know how comfortable it was.
What year was this?
So it was 2014, 2015.
Wow, that's a long time. So, and when they pay you, it was worth the value for the shoes you were making for them?
Yes, because that was another determining factor that made me exit working.
Okay.
That was one of the major determining factors.
Yeah, it was paying well. Was it paying better than the job?
At the end of the day, it was the shoemaking money that was seeing me through the month. Like, salary, the way salary comes and goes now. Like by 15th, you're already looking like, where's the next money going to come from? And then, somebody just orders one slippers, and another person orders another sandal, and then somebody gets a pair of shoes. And that's how it keeps coming, like
while
one
others
after
are
the
roasting, you are
other. So
balling.
while others are roasting, like I still have cash in my pocket. And then it got to a stage that the orders was even now more than my salary.
Wow.
So, and then that was when I started looking at it, like, wow, this is a
so at some point I would like to think that at some point the job would be disturbing your shoemaking deals, because you have to be at the office and work on the shoe. So if you have a lot of orders, you need more time to prepare them to produce them.
It actually, I was able to work my way around it. It didn't none affected each other.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I did was this. Like sometimes when I'm not around or I'm at work, I'll tell one of my guys like, okay, this is what I want. Go to the market, or I'll in the morning before going to work, I'll go to the shoe materials market, buy the materials and give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Then at the close of work, you will not see me at all. Like once is 4 is 4. There is nothing. So I'll leave to go and do what I have to do. So
what are some of the things you have had to do to like promote yourself and put your shoemaking skills or business out there? Somebody said that the best mousetrap won't catch anything unless you advertise that it exists. So if you were advertising, if you're to advertise, I don't know how much you have done with that. Did you do anything to push yourself out there to make people know that I make these shoes, whether on social media or word of mouth or even a referral?
Sure, I've been doing that on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and then sometimes it goes is it a vlogger or a blogger picked my story. I think there was this interview with CGTN.
Okay.
So I think it was shown globally. Wow. And then somebody called a family friend, said somebody, I think the man's name is Para. He does this mock news, he reads mock news.
Yes, I remember it.
Somebody told me, he was calling me. You see this, my sister, Kewe. And then I didn't get to hear about, or I didn't even know that somebody reposted or shared the story again.
Yes.
And then it was like 1 year already after.
Wow.
So when I reached out, he was like, he has read the story, that he doesn't read one story twice. So, but like he always said that we should take outside the box. I think it was a week to my birthday, and I was like, please, that I will not be asking for any other birthday gift, and for you to just read my story since I'm here now. Then you read it when I was not available.
Yes.
Since I'm here now, please, I'll ask that as my birthday gift. And he was like, okay, and he did that.
And when he did that, did you?
Yes, I made a footwear for him. I customized that. Okay, that I'll be giving him as my own birthday gift to him.
Yes.
So I wrote his name on
the
footwear, and then he saw it and he was shocked. And it was more like he's based abroad.
Yeah.
But he when he received the shoe, he was like, this shoe does not look like a shoe that was locally made. Does not even have any touch of locality in it. And that was what prompted him to just read the news again. And then he added my number, my social media handles, and then others started coming in.
And that's when you made it in life.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. And then sometimes with celebrities, like I've made 1 or 2 pairs for some celebrities.
Did that help?
Not really.
That clearing of throat suggests something.
Not really.
Okay.
Because basically what I noticed with not all of them, some of them is.
And these are the things I'll consider the challenges in what you're doing.
Yes.
So share some of those challenges.
Okay. Sometimes you make footwears, like you make this footwear so good, so comfortable for these celebrities.
And spend good money.
Because you're not just making it for just anybody.
Yes.
So you want to add that extra wow effect, and you do all this, and they'll just tell you, drop it there. This celebrity
attitude.
Drop it there, and then maybe perhaps they wear these things on the red carpet and they would not even give you the credit.
Yes.
And it's free, they're not paying for it, and still yet they won't even say anything about it, and then it just goes down drain like that, like you never did anything. So after I've tried it with some of them, like even some making first one, second one, and it's still the same thing, I just said that okay, I wasn't going that way, and I started doing my thing online.
Yeah.
Social media, do videos, and all that.
Have you had to take videos of yourself, like do a package, a video package of the process, like a documentary?
Yes,
you making all of these things.
And sometimes TikTok and all these other new apps helps you such that you put all the materials like as you're going to make them, everything you'll be needing, like they see it from the scratch, how it was there, then middle process, like when you're almost done, and then the finished job. So that's what, because so many people still don't believe that Iliji, like everybody feels that there's always somebody at the other end that is making it for me,
and it's not you.
That is not me,
and it's you,
and it's me. Right. Even sometimes some interviewers have had to make me make one, like why they filmed it. I think one for Wazobia TV and one other TV like that.
Wow. Yeah. So they make you make the shows on camera live. Now, aside these challenges with the persons you try to reach out with, maybe with your product, and it's not really giving you what you expected, what other challenges comes with the business in itself? I don't wear local products. Okay, people who fall into that category.
Yes, like I don't wear made in Nigeria. Like okay, you're in a gathering and then you have this ginger that yes, I feel I'm doing what other ladies are not doing, and I think that should just be a game changer for me. And then I brace myself up, and maybe I take one or two pieces of my business card and I walk up to some customers. You'd hear, I don't wear made in Nigeria shoes, or I don't wear local shoes. You see this shoe I'm wearing, it's 350,000. See, this is that. This is a Calvin Klein. This is a Nike. This is Adidas. This is this, and this is that. And then maybe perhaps the first person, the second person, and it
gets tiring.
It gets tiring. Then sometimes this issue of women supporting women.
How many women have been patronizing you, by the way, supporting what you've been doing? Start with.
I don't really have female customers.
Seriously?
Yes.
So you're making male shoes?
Like making male shoes. And another issue with making male shoes, that sometimes, as beautiful as the shoe will look, when some husband starts complimenting the shoe, that this shoe is so fine,
Madame
go vex. And then because Oga does not want to have any issue with Madame, Oga will have to take buying of shoe business elsewhere. Do you understand that? And then in the female market, I'm sorry to say this, female, maybe because of the colors, we deal with lots of colors, and then the female footwear market is quite wide. Low heel, high heel, wedge, coloring, pencil heel, block heels, and all that. It's very wide, and the coloring for women, Ogbanje red, cockroach green. And you have different colors, canary yellow,
turquoise blue.
You understand? So you can't really know where a woman, as in you sometimes you can't get to work with a woman's choice.
Yes, because you never get it right.
Yes, that's one issue. And then lots of colors. That's another thing.
Because they will mention a color, a shade, and
what you have in mind is different. What they had in mind is different.
So is there nothing like a sample for them to point at the sample and you see the sample? Maybe like a catalog where
most time they don't always have that patience. Like they want it on the go. Like they want to come pick it and then they're going to that party. They want to go and pepper somebody and all that. So and we say it's handmade. With special features and peculiarities.
Yes.
So we don't work that way.
Okay, yes.
That is the issue. But they just want something that is ready to go.
And like everything.
Yeah.
And then also meet with their urgency.
Yes.
So have you tried to make, just like you did for the male gender among the celebrities, have you tried to make some for some female celebrities and maybe probably get their comments?
No, I actually haven't.
And you didn't think you want to try it?
Sometimes our female celebrities can be very, very
special.
Don't touch me, or like, you understand? So I've not really tried it. Then another issue I noticed with making female footwear is that most females like very affordable footwear. Like
So they want the best. Anyway, let me not castigate them on this show. So mention one celebrity you want to make shoot for. I want to personally speak to that celebrity on this camera.
Okay, I like to make one for Oghenekelere Bello because I've always heard that most times people always say we look alike, and then I think she likes shoes a lot. Yes, she likes shoes a lot. Like every of our video, the first thing I'm going to go and check is her footwear. And she's always spot on. All right.
This is special call to Mama herself, Auntie Oghenekelere. On this show, we have this interesting lady, and she's been doing so well. And I know you support things like this, and you are also someone who goes all the way for other people. She wants to make a pair of shoes for you, and trust me, you're going to like it. Let it just be a medium for her to reach out to you and make something for you that you're going to like. All right, we're still talking, thinking outside the box. It is Late Night Conversations. Don't go anywhere. We still have more gist coming right after this break. Welcome back. It's still Late Night Conversations, and at the beginning of this show, I mentioned that we're going to be discussing thinking outside the box. And here we have, on this episode, someone who has been able to think outside the box, and of course, decided to turn the box into another shape to become for her what she, aspired to become. Welcome again, Kewe, and we've been talking about the challenges with the shoemaking, putting yourself out there, the experiences that you get when you try to relate with people whose personality is supposed to promote what you do, right? I know in the beginning when we were discussing about the earlier stages where you were learning, you talked about how you used to dodge from your dad when you go to the workshop. So now, does he know that you make shoes? Have you? Of course, you should have. By now, he should be enjoying that. Sure. What was his reaction when he eventually wore your first, one of your first works?
Basically, he's also this I wear Italian shoe kind of person. Yeah? But as time went on and he saw that, he was always criticizing. He was my major critic.
Oh, yeah?
Like, he's always telling me, you will never see an Italian shoe with this, with that, with this, with that. But actually, that shaped me. Okay. That kept on. It was more like it was chiseling until I was able to deliver to him. Yes. And then that was when it was like, wow, this is actually nice. And then it was like, wow, you're now good. That's nice.
And he didn't see any issues with it anymore.
He didn't see any issues with it anymore.
Does he proudly tell his friends about you?
Yes.
And then kind of tries to drag them into coming to patronize you?
Yes, he does. He does. He's one of my number one fan now.
Oh, your customer care.
Yeah, seriously. She makes good shoes. And her shoes are very durable and very, very affordable. You don't really have to spend all that much that we spend on all those Italian shoes again.
Nice.
But she will give you. She used Italian material, so she'll be able to give you that same feel from the local perspective.
Wow.
I'm like.
Well, do you remember the first time he got to that turning point of aligning with your vision? Where, coming from a dad that never wanted to see you make shoes after spending so much money on you, to the dad that is seeing your first work and is like, really? So you've been making shoes without my knowledge, that kind of thing. Was there a turning point at all, somewhere along the line?
Yes, there was. When he saw I was taking it serious, I was going to work.
Did he frown at some point?
No, he didn't, because I was doing what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to be the corporate lady, going to work, wear my cut shoes and doing cool. Okay. And you understand? So I was fulfilling that part very well, and then I was still doing my own part.
What now happened when he you suddenly take the decision to leave the corporate world to go into your personal business?
I was abused at work. You understand? I was abused. After doing my normal duties, then they wanted me to do things that was not on my work list and under unsuitable conditions, like going out in the rain. And then it was raining, and then I'm like, it's raining, and they're like, well, am I paid to come and sit in the office or to go out and work under any condition? And I was like, oh, I think this is where we draw the curtain.
So that was the point where you just
That was the point where I was like, okay, basically this job is not even paying, it's not seeing me through to the end of the month.
Yes.
And then you guys now want to add unnecessary labor to the job. So let me just exit and face what I love to do.
And when you did that, you told him the story, your dad now.
Yes,
so that he understood. He didn't pressure you or anything.
It was the question he asked me is that, am I sure I can sustain my decision? That because decisions are taken in few minutes, but to be able to sustain it,
can take a while.
Like, am I sure I can? I said, I'll try.
Your dad is my father's brother. Wow. Okay, so can you take us through your lowest moments? Like, I'm sure there must have been some moments where you found yourself at that level where you had to ask yourself some mean questions again and redefine some of the decisions you had to take and tell yourself some hard truth.
Yeah, at different times.
What particular two would you remember easily?
Okay, the first one was
that really pierced deep.
Initially, when I started the shoemaking business, and then at some point I was learning before I got the job. When you meet your schoolmates, maybe perhaps she's working in the bank or she's working in one tech company or one blue chip company, and then she's like, okay, well, it's been a while, what are you doing? I work at so place, what do you do? And then I first of all have this side like,
well, you were making money from it already at the time.
Not really.
You were still learning some part.
Not really. I was still learning. I was still getting to know the main part of it, which is shoemaking. I could make sandals, slippers, and all of that. But shoemaking was a little bit tactical. So then I was still there, and then I couldn't just be bold enough to tell them I'm a shoemaker. At that point, it was just going to. It was more like I should unsee that person. And I should like I could have just walked away and not even say hi. So at some point I didn't always say hi. If I see any of my schoolmates, I'll just have to find a way to dodge because I was not ready for the question that comes after the old pleasantries.
So if you were not able to defend the questions they were asking you, like to proudly tell them what you do, why then were you doing it?
It was like I said, my daddy asked me some questions. Can you sustain yourself this decision? So then it was more like everybody, when you are done with school, everybody wanted to be a banker, lawyer, this, that. Well, you saying you wanted to be a shoemaker, I liked it because I'm this kind of person that I love creativity. Like I'm not like, even at the office, the only thing that made me function was because I was adding spice to my kind of work. Like I was doing it in different ways and it was giving me results. So I'm this kind of person that I like to, okay, everybody stand straight, but sometimes I want to bend and see, okay, let me see it from another angle, then maybe bend to the right, bend to the left, or even sit down and view it again. So that was the kind of life I like being as in I like doing things in different ways. Like, okay, let me try this, let me try that to get different results, even though it's still going to be positive, you understand? So that was the main thing, because you can't keep making one design of shoes. Somebody wants a loafer, somebody wants a slipper, somebody wants a sandal, somebody wants different types of footwear. So that was the joy for me. So, but when reality started setting in, when I could not introduce myself, but that story changed when I expected my first shoe. Yes.
How many?
2 pairs.
To someone.
To a Nigerian living in Italy. Okay. Everybody knows that Italy and Spain is the home of shoemaking. Like they are the best in the craft. And then somebody from there is now calling me locally in Nigeria to make and send. I was when my power came, and then I could tell anybody that I am a shoemaker. That was where the whole story changed.
So when you now tell them that you make shoes, what their reaction is like?
Some people will be like, why? But
nobody did something like, sorry.
Yes, now you're like, is this lack of job? And then some people started telling me how Nigeria, as if I was not in Nigeria, like, this Nigeria, and you marine biology graduate. Okay, even checking that one of my schoolmates sent me a picture when I was in the lab and I was checking all those marine organisms that we always do in our marine lab. I was like, only God. So all this time you're just busy in the marine biology lab. So now shoemaking for end up. So that was one.
Wow. So what's the other one? You said there was another time you were kind of down there emotionally and
okay. When a customer sends a particular design they want to make, and then they tell you, because sometimes online they've not met you, they don't know how good you are, and then somebody calls you up and they like, make this particular footwear, and you're like, sir, would you please pay for it or ahead or
do an advance,
and they're like, no, I will make sure you are not scam. Okay, there was one time I did an advert, and I was like, okay, everybody, if you are ordering, all you need to do is just to order, you pay on delivery. Because I had some funds then. I made all these footwears. I took my time, did good finishing, and would you believe this? Out of about 20 pairs, I think 15 of them said they were only trying me. They were only testing to know if I was real and I was not scam. So that some of them started giving me, and they were encouraging me on the phone that good hard work pays. It is good. I never knew you were real. I don't need to check. I was like, and I was calling you back to back for specification. Like, do you have bulky fit? Do you have slim fit? Would you like tassel? Would you like lace? I was asking you, and you still did not know I was real enough to ask all these very important questions. That thing really broke me down. Like,
and you had to spend all your funds into.
Yes, I put in a whole lot because I was like, I needed to get a marketing plan. So, out of 20 pairs, like you get like 200 calls. Out of that 200 calls, 50 will tell you they will get back to you. Then out of that 50 that said they will get back to you, some will look serious, and then it's time that, okay, choose the one you want, and they'll be like, send all your album, and you send like 200 pictures and they say they don't like, you send another one, they say they don't like, and then you're like, okay, send what you want. And some of them finally sent what they wanted, and then out of that 20, almost like 15 are telling you that
they were just checking. And you already made those 15 shoes. And I already
made those shoes. It was only 5 I delivered, but just the fact that of the kind of personality that I have, I converted it to another strength. So I just uploaded those pictures on Jumia, and that was how I created another market.
Wow, nice.
So that at the end of the day, I sold them all out. Yes, I sold them all out. I sold them all out. I sold them all out.
Wow. So are there some lessons you've learned in the course of switching from one field into another unpopular field? And then some other lessons you've learned in the course of shoe making for some of other persons out there who might be looking to do what you're doing. There are some persons that are scared of leaving what they're doing, even though it's not paying them, but they are scared of doing that transition, but you have boldly done it. What are some of the lessons you picked?
First one is never say never. Like, once you make up your mind that you are doing this, different preachers and motivational speakers will say that for every level there is a devil. Immediately you make up your mind that you are switching or you want to take this new path, be ready for attacks, for challenges, for throws and tough times and all that. But once you take your stand, because you see those things, those factors, those negative factors are the pushing effect that will push you to your market or to that good decision, or that would help you to find your feet in whatever it is. It applies to anybody and to everybody, because you might not just be a shoemaker, you might be wanting to do something else, but you see that negative effect around, and all the disappointment and everything is what will push you and project you.
With your knowledge in shoes, both local and international, what is that thing you have been able to point out as the value, the intrinsic thing, the special thing that makes foreign shoes better than Nigerian wears?
Okay, now when we talk about foreign shoes, there are some foreign shoes that are not even good at all. I'm sorry to say,
because I know that there are some I would wear, but before I walk from my house to the bus stop, the sole and the shoe itself will go separate ways.
Yes. One thing with foreign shoes is this: there are some that the shelf life, like maybe they move them. We always say that Nigeria is a dumping ground.
Yeah.
Like some of all these shoes are made in China. They'll have moved them maybe to Vietnam, and maybe it does not go with their custom policy, and that is low quality.
Yes.
They'll have moved it to like 4 or 5 different borders, and maybe in the course of like 2-3 years. Now, you know, maybe the shoe has a shelf life of 4 years or 3 years, and 2 years they've been taking it to move. It has been traveling around from one border to another. Then finally it comes to the almighty Nigeria, where anything
in the last year,
final
year of this,
you understand. So now they bring, and they're like, it's on sales, and then everybody rushes to go and buy this shoe, and then you wear it the first day, it pulls off, or some people will even still buy it again and still keep it for Christmas Day.
Yes,
you understand, and then they wear it and it's bad. Now the advantage of we making local is that it's more like fresh bread.
Yes.
You know, like the bread is just hot from the bakery. The materials you're using, they're nice. Like you're the first person using it, and it's not like it has spent any time anywhere on any shelf. Like I'm just making it and you're wearing it. So you still have,
the full lifespan
of the shoe. You're enjoying it. Unlike some of all the sometimes some of them are not made with good leather. Yeah. And then we as Nigerians, shoemakers, we are open to get leathers from some of all these Italian factories. Now, based on our economy, we can't afford the main leather, so it's more like what the leftovers. You know, one thing about designing shoes over there is that they might want to make one shoe and produce leather for like 200 shoes because they want to use a particular pattern. So once they remove that one, the rest they don't need it again. So those are the things they ship here to us, and which is the same quality with what you buy as an Italian shoe for maybe £2,000, £3,000. You understand? Because so we get it here and we use it to make shoes, and we still make good products.
Wow, this is really, really enlightening. So we've been talking about thinking outside the box, converting the low energies into the really profitable energies. And she is a there's something you called it at the beginning, not shoemaker, code winner. Yes. So she has been talking to us about the things she's been doing and her experiences, her lessons, and the tips that some of us need to know, even though we don't make shoes, but then we wear the shoes that come from her and from other shoemakers locally. Of course, you should be patronizing Nigerian-made products, and that is one of the things that we are trying to push, the narrative that we are trying to push across board. All right, we're still we're still here in a late night conversations, and when we go on this break and return, we are going to be introducing the next segment, which is the box, the random pick. So we bring in the box, she will pick questions from it, and she would answer the questions, you know, telling us the truth and nothing but the truth. Don't mind her, she's getting scared of it, but it's fine. Let's go on this break, and when we come back, we will hit the ground running with random pick questions. Welcome back. It's still late night conversations, and we've been thinking outside the box. I'm sure if you had joined us from the very beginning, you would have learned a lot of things by now. A lot of tips to keep you going, to keep you exploring, and making great impact in whatever it is you're doing. So in this episode, we are going into the random pick questions, and I have my usual box here with me. Yes, she's staring at the box and she's getting scared. Don't worry, it's not a juju box. So this is a box specially designed by my producer Sunshine, and then she has prepared some questions that you have to answer here. So you just pick any question, just pick randomly, give me the paper, and I'll read out the questions inside for you to answer for us. Who was your childhood crush? Talk through.
My childhood crush.
Talk through. Mention his name. You still like him?
I think the childhood crush I had was an actor.
What's his name?
Saint Obi.
Huh?
Yes. Because of the way he was always emotional in the movies.
When did the matrix at the start of breakfast?
Like
the next one. My Ogada Yeo said Saint Obi. What was your experience the first time you ever used or bought a condom? The truth and nothing but the truth. Maybe no be you buy am. But
actually, the first time I bought, it was like they were like the woman at the till was like looking at me somehow. Well,
so you shall just buy?
Yes, I just bought it.
So who sent you to go and buy?
I bought it by myself.
You want to buy it by yourself?
Yes. Okay, this was the issue was this. It was then I was even in uni. We were given. I was the president for my hall.
Yeah.
So we had female condoms. Okay. So we wanted to show the way they use both. So I went to, and like everybody they were all shying away from going, and I was like, let me go. It's not to buy condom. Is there anything in there? So I just went and but the woman, she was looking at you.
Does your mother know you were here?
Like seriously, and it was in the university, like in uni, like she was just like at the two. I was like, madam, give me how much?
Pick the next one. If I be the woman, I'll just call your mama straight.
She doesn't have a number.
Okay. You know you're going to tell us the truth and nothing but the truth, right? Have you gone to a strip club before?
No, not yet.
You sure?
No.
Not yet, but you go still go, sha?
Yes.
So when you
my friends and I are already talking about going, but I've not made that
so
time.
When you go and come back, you come and share the experience.
Yes, I'll come back.
All right, get the next question.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, this one is an activity that you have to do, and sorry, you have to do it.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite song? Any favorite song that you like to sing, just spontaneously, just comes into your mouth and you start singing it?
Now content creation is part of it.
So mention one favorite song, even Nigerian artists, foreign artists that you sing.
I think which like that is the latest one. That's Current Sensation.
Yes. Okay, now this one says, hold your nose while you sing the chorus of your favorite song.
I think I'll have to choose another song because I've not gotten the lyrics.
You've not gotten the lyrics, so I choose another song. Don't go ahead. All right, let's pardon you on this one. I pick the next question.
Okay.
All right. This should just be our last one. Have you ever sneaked out of your parents' house? Say yes, because all of you do it. Just say yes. Don't even argue.
Yes.
So what did you go to do and where did you go that night? Confess your sins.
Okay. I went to see a late night movie. Like my friends are always telling me about it and all that.
With who did you go to see that late night movie?
With a friend.
Who is that friend? A him or she?
A him.
Bam! See, they are always sneaking out to go and meet a him.
And a sheep.
No, and the sheep that cover up. It's the him that actually you always see your sheep every day. It's the him that made you to sneak out. Okay, pick the last question. After this one, we'll be wrapping up. The final one. God, please let it be the one that she will tell us another thing that she did in secret. Bam. When was your first kiss? Somebody told us here it wasn't even her first kiss. That one she was high. She now kissed somebody anyhow, lick the whole person's face, lick all the makeup that the person had on his face. So when was your first kiss? That day you sneaked out.
No.
You did not kiss that day.
No.
Okay, you've kissed before that day.
Yes.
Hi.
I think I was in year 3. Yes. In school.
When you had your first kiss?
Yes.
You know kiss for secondary school?
I went to a female school. All girls.
Oh, thank God you did not kiss in that school. Thank God. Because even at that, some people will still kiss. So thank God. So in year 3, your first kiss. Do you remember the person you kissed?
Really?
Whisper his name to me. Let me call him. I want to call him out. Okay, when was the last kiss? Today.
Yes.
Today. So you kissed today?
No.
Hey! Some people are having good time in this country. It's part of the hardship.
Okay, it could be mommy kiss or daddy kiss now.
Forget it. Mommy kiss or daddy kiss. Who are you deceiving? It's been an interesting time on today's episode of Late Night Conversations, and we have come to the end of this episode today. My friend Kewe, the code winner, yes. So I learned that today, so don't mind me. I have to make her, if you teach me something, you have to keep repeating it before it will sink. She read marine biology. It sounds like she read something that sounds like marine spirit, but it's marine biology. And now she is code winner. That's shoemaker, the one that we know. And she's doing so well in it. She's doing so well in it. We are looking forward to seeing you grow and still come back to this show. And then the day you come back to the show as the big person known globally, we are going to replay, a flashback of today. Wow. Right? Thank you so much for coming on the show. And then a lot of people would like to reach out to you and follow you, send you messages, congratulate you, and then probably patronize you as well. Just give us your social media handles.
Lady Kobla Lagos across all social media and
our lady?
Lady Kobla Lagos. Just Lady Kobla Lagos.
Okay, Lady Kobla Lagos.
Spelled together.
So yeah, written together. Lady Kobla Lagos. Yeah. So just follow her on her social media handles and feel free to slide into her DM, even though she kissed somebody today and that she's still lying about. All right, that's where we come to the end of today's episode. But don't go away. We'll be right back after this break. Yeah, welcome back. Creativity is looking at what everyone is looking at and seeing what no one else sees. Now, this is someone who took a look at her challenges, and turned it into strength. And today, something that came up as a problem has become a solution for so many, including herself. She started out not having a size in the market to buy shoes for herself because she has big feet, but she decided to make her own shoes by herself, and from there she started servicing a whole lot of clients locally and internationally. She has gone global already. What is that thing that is giving you issues? Could it be you not finding the right tailors to make your clothes? Could it be not finding the right people to make some of the things you use? How about you take a second look at that thing? It just might be a call to a problem you are actually destined to solve. This is where we come to the end of today's episode on Late Night Conversation. We are going to bring you another interesting guest on our next episode. Please make sure you tune in. Follow us on our social media handles to get prompt updates when our new episodes drop. And you can also follow me on my social media handle. My name is at kmos_Michael. We can talk more from there. All right. We'll see you on the next one. It's bye for now.